Got one. Got a fish. Look at that, people. Look at that. Might look like we're in a remote, hidden, swampy area today, but it's actually surrounded by a bunch of businesses. Welcome back to the channel. I'm out here about knee deep in this swamp. Got the waders on, you know, I'm strapped up today. We got more straps than the Sinaloa cartel, you know. We got backpack straps, wader straps, fanny pack straps, camera straps. We got a lot of straps out here. But today we're doing something a little different. Definitely kind of a low percentage mission today. I've been to this place one other time a few years ago, got skunked, didn't catch anything. But I'm out here kind of targeting a unique fish. It's a fish that I, probably one of my favorite species, I would say, you know, a fish of, I just think they're really cool and a fish of significance, in my opinion, and that fish is the bowfin. Bowfin are kind of like a prehistoric relic fish in a way, you know. They're like the last surviving species in this ancient family of fish that used to exist, you know, all over the world. Hundreds of millions of years ago, like back in like the Jurassic period, Cretaceous period. And they're, I don't catch them very often, but you know, they are a very exciting fish to catch. They, you know, they fight really hard, and they're just really cool. And I don't have a whole lot of opportunities to target them. But anyway, that's kind of the plan out here, just to catch. Not expecting to catch a lot of fish. You know, we didn't catch anything last time I was here, but you know, I did see a bowfin follow my lure in last time I was out here, so I know that there are bowfin in here, most likely. So without further ado, I'm going to kind of make my way. You know, a lot of this place is actually really shallow, like a foot or two, but there is kind of a deeper area further on in there. So that's kind of where I'm going to sort of be making my way towards, approaching that deeper water, on the assumption that the fish are more likely to be there. You know, it's summer, it's hot. Fish are probably trying to cool down a little bit. You never know until you throw. So, let's go. You might be wondering today how I'm going to be targeting these bowfin. I've got my bait casting set up here. You know, these are big, powerful fish. So you want a pretty stout rod, heavier line. And I've got this white spinnerbait tied on. Got a big flashy willow blade. Got this 3-inch Bass Pro Shops speed shad as a trailer. And that's what we're going to be casting around today. Probably won't switch lures at all. You know, bowfin are kind of like in between a bass and like a catfish in how they kind of find their food. You know, they really use their sense of smell more than a bass, but they will still attack really almost any type of lure that you could potentially use for a bass. And you know, I have caught a few of these before, and they do tend to like kind of flashier, you know, spinner baits or spinners. That's what I have the most success with. So that's how I'm starting things off today, and I'm probably not going to switch, you know, unless we like lose this lure or something, which is possible in here. It is pretty, you know, lots of stick ups, lots of lay downs. And if we get caught in one of these sort of deeper areas, then we may not be able to get it back, but there is like a little bit of a ripple on the water, which is a good thing to me when you're casting a spinnerbait. But yeah, you know, these fish, they like flash, they like pretty aggressive lures usually, but really any lure for bass could potentially work for them. So we'll see Like I said, kind of a low percentage trip today. If we catch a fish, I'll be surprised. I mean, ideally it would be a bowfin, but I guess there could be a bass or something lurking in here too. I've read that a white is a good color for a bowfin as well, so that's the color that I'm going with. And you know, we've got some sunlight, so a flashy willow leaf blade should be the best option under these conditions. One unique characteristic about the bowfin, among several, is that they can actually supplement their breathing by gulping air at the surface. So that's something that I'm also going to be looking for today, is any kind of surface disturbance, because that could be a bowfin trying to get a little extra air. So, and they're more likely to do it when it's warm out like this, when the oxygen levels get a little lower in the water. Just working this bait over the logs. There we go. It's a little bass. Wow. All right, guys, first fish of the day is a little bass. Kind of not what we're targeting, but good to at least catch something out of here. Better than last time, right? We're not getting skunked. All right, I probably won't snap a picture of this guy. He's pretty small, but not unhealthy by any means. Probably like a 9-inch bass there, 9-inch largemouth from the swamp. Went for that spinnerbait. So not what we're targeting today, but this is a start here. Little bass on the spinnerbait. Feel like we're probably using the right lure if we can catch a little bass like this. Who knows, maybe there's a bigger bass. I'll take a big bass today. That could be fun too. But anyway, send this little guy back. Appreciate you, fish. Get on out of here. Got one. Got a fish. It's a bowfin. Not huge, but it's a bowfin. Right out from under the cover. Oh, strong fish. Gotta get the grippers out. In that shade, risky cast, people, risky cast. Stay hooked, bud. It's a good fish here. Good fish. Good fish, people. Oh, wow, these fish are so powerful. Just gotta let them tire out. Not bad. Not my biggest, but it's a good one. He just smoked the spinnerbait, hiding under that shade line. There we go, people. Unsurprisingly, this spinnerbait may not survive the encounter here. Oh my gosh. Bit the tail off of this wind bait. Spinnerbait wire's all ruined. He's all wrapped up. I don't even know how he's got it hooked, but he just exploded on that thing. He's all wrapped up in the line. That's part of the issue here. Might take a second to get this guy unwound here. You didn't break the line. You're all wrapped up, buddy. Okay, that's better. Need to figure out how he's tangled if I'm gonna get him unhooked. Woo! These fish are fearsome. Okay. Okay, people. Finally got this fish unhooked. He was hooked in a weird way, but check out that bowfin. That's about a 20-inch, maybe 22. Gave an incredible fight. These are some of the most powerful fish you can encounter in my area. Definitely stronger than a bass. He was hooked kind of funny, but we were able to get him out. Got some pretty nasty teeth, these fish. Powerful crushing jaws. You do not want your hand in there. Almost like a snakehead or something. Beautiful native fish. This is not an invasive species. Do not kill this fish. This is a natural part of the environment. I'm gonna get a picture of this guy and let him go. You know, he's been stressed. Took us a while to get that hook out. He was hooked kind of weird, but I think he'll be okay. These fish are really tough. They can survive out of the water for a little while if they need to. Got pooped on my hand a little bit. Let's get a picture of this fish and send him out here. This is a female, by the way. There's no eye spot on the tail. I tend to catch females. I don't think I've ever caught a male. I guess maybe they're just more aggressive or something, but let's get a picture and send this fish back. Outstanding catch here. Love catching bowfin. Definitely one of the coolest fish. All right, guys. Let's let this guy recover here. He is bleeding a little bit after that hook. You know, nothing that I think is going to endanger him, but oh yeah, he's ready to go. No problem recovering from that. These are powerful fish here. Powerful fish. So I do want to explain how we caught him. And I think we're learning maybe a little pattern here. That fish was holding tight to the cover. You know, that tree, there was just some overhanging branches there. I made a cast kind of through those lower branches, and it happened to just fall out of it and land normally. And we cranked it for a few feet, and all of a sudden we just felt that fish just hammer the daylights out of that spinnerbait. Let's take a look at our lure. It might be ruined beyond all repair. I mean, he had the whole spinner, the wire, the arm, everything in his mouth. The line was all mangled. Yeah, this is what a bowfin can do to your spinnerbait right here. Look at that. I don't know if I'm going to be able to use that anymore. That thing is a complete mess. I'm going to try to straighten it back out here. I got my pliers, but this is what a bowfin can do to your lure right here. Goodness gracious. Just literally crushed it. I mean, just mashed it into this absolute mess here in its mouth. So got my work cut out for me here. Let's see if we can fix this thing. Actually get that spinnerbait back into a usable state, even though that bowfin basically obliterated it. But you know, this is like a cheap, you know, $1 Walmart special here, so the wire is kind of soft enough that you can bend it back pretty easily. And we did upgrade our trailer. You know, we lost the end of our swim bait here, so we have a different one tied on. This is a Z-Man, I think it's called a Diesel Minnows. Kind of like a pearl type color here. I think this is just gonna create a little more commotion in the water, maybe help these fish find the lure a little bit easier. But it's pretty clear that we want to try to get this lure pretty close to the fish. You know, they're not gonna come out and run it down very far unless they see it right up close first. So this is just gonna help these fish find it a little bit better, I think. So let's keep casting. That was a cool catch. All right, people, I'm back at the car. Gonna wrap things up real quick here. You know, it was a pretty slow day. We were probably out for 3.5 hours or so, something like that. Only caught 2 fish, that one little bass there at the beginning, and then we finally ran into our target species there, the bowfin. Later on, made that risky cast kind of under that tree, and he was right there waiting. So anyway, you know, swampy, wading, do it at your own risk. I don't necessarily recommend it, especially if you're down south where there's like gators and stuff. Definitely don't do it there. But anyway, kind of a different video targeting a unique species of fish. With all that being said, hope you enjoyed this one. Take it easy.